Day 3 of running a mile every day for mental health. What a beautiful day it is. We keep going. Stay safe. Up the Tigers. Day 5 of running a mile every day for mental health. I'm in a random street in Cardiff. I don't know where I am, but we're running and we're enjoying it. Can't wait for tomorrow. Up the Tigers. Good blooming afternoon. Day 7. The first week completed of running a mile every day for the month of April for mental health. Day 8 of running a mile every day for the month of April for mental health. Day 11 of running a mile every day for the month for mental health. Now today we're along Skyline Beach Road and I'm just taking in the beautiful scenery. Day 13 of running a mile every day this month for mental health.
Okay, here we are, running in a rainstorm, hence the bad audio and the voiceover, but running nonetheless. So running to improve mental health actually isn't a new idea. As early as 1979, scholars were discussing the relationship between running and mental health improvements. The data today comes from a 2020 literature review that examined over 100 different studies about the relationship between running and mental health. And here's what they found. 47 of the over 100 studies compared runners to non-runners. Data showed that runners had lower anxiety, lower depression, lower stress, better mood, and better psychological well-being compared to people who weren't moving or exercising regularly. Many studies even looked at how a single run could improve a person's mental health. So if you're not a regular runner, or if you've never been running before, this part applies to you. From this group, some studies tested treadmill running for 30 or 40 minutes, some tested 5K runs, 3-mile fun runs, longer distances like 12 miles. That means that no matter how you run, treadmill or outside, long or short runs, there are results here for all of it. Now, going into each study would be pretty complicated, and I don't think it would be wildly helpful. So instead, I've created a list of the total improvements from all those studies to make it easier to understand. Just keep in mind that these results were found across multiple studies, so experiencing all of these benefits after a single run is unlikely. So based on multiple different studies, a single run was shown to lower anxiety, lower mood disturbance, that's how easily a person gets into a bad mood, lower depression, lower confusion, improve self-esteem, improve psychological well-being, improve self-efficacy, that's that I can do this feeling, improve general effective response, that's your positive emotions. Some studies looked at how running regularly over the course of a few weeks, what they call a running intervention, impacted mental health. So in general, running consistently, that's not necessarily every day but on a regular schedule, showed increased mood, lower anxiety, higher self-efficacy, and lower depression, even in patients with mild to severe depression. Quote, our findings suggest that throughout cross-sectional evidence, acute bouts of running and longer-term running interventions are associated with improvements in a range of mental health outcomes. This review shows that both a single run and a period of consistent running are associated with improvements in mental health. These improvements seem to vary by running intensity, where you run, either indoor or outside, whether you run with someone or alone, but all kinds of running had at least some kind of positive effect on mental health. There were some negative effects, however. 37 of the over 100 studies compared levels of running. They found that runners running at the competitive level, those people that are competing, have higher self-esteem and psychological coping. That's the ability to reduce unpleasant emotions, so that's good. But they also had higher levels of anxiety. They could experience withdrawal symptoms if they missed a run. They sacrificed commitments and relationships for running, and they also exhibited traits of anorexia nervosa, which is an eating disorder. 2 additional studies did compare runners to individuals with eating disorders, but neither found evidence that running led to or caused poor eating habits, even over longer periods of time. When it comes to competition, apparently it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but I think that speaks to the importance of balance. Right? I ran competitively in high school myself, and while I definitely wasn't the best runner, I did still feel tons of anxiety before races. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, it just wasn't great. So keep in mind that if a person is running for a competition, they've often committed past the point of doing it for health benefits. And you know this if you've ever seen a marathon runner's toenails, or lack of them, to be more precise. Healthy is just not a word that necessarily comes to mind. Keep in mind as well that this review didn't mention how much the different types of running improved mental health, just that there was improvement. So do we know why running can improve mental health? Well, we do know that physical activity and mental health are connected. Right? People who exercise tend to see mental health benefits. Physical activity itself has been shown to have a positive effect on a person's neurobiology, that's your brain health, your psychosocial mechanisms, that's how you react to your environment, and your behaviors. There are some limitations though. Right? Running takes a long time. Running can be difficult for people with knee, back, or ankle injuries, and most of the studies here used college kids as their test subjects, so young people that were healthy and weren't susceptible to chronic injuries and things like that. Running can also lead to injury even in healthy people. So that said, let's revisit the point of this video. Remember, it's not medical advice, you need a doctor for that. It's just to fact check this absolute legend on Twitter. He says that running every day is improving his mental health, and this review confirms that it is both possible and likely.
Well, there you go. Oh boy, won. There's your source for the relationship and the correlation between running and mental health. If you feel so inclined, go to his GoFundMe and donate. He's doing this for the rest of April. He's a badass. He makes me want to run through a brick wall. So go support if you can. Subscribe if this video was at all helpful. And good luck. You got this.